All right, YouTube. This is my 2009 Lexus is250. Today I'm going to be changing the spark plugs, and you guys will be taking the ride with me. So hopefully we can get through this quickly and painlessly. And at the end of the video, hopefully we got a running car. So let's go. First thing I'm gonna do, you can't see it in the camera, but first I'm gonna remove this. I already removed the battery just to put it on the charge. But first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start right here at the air box and remove that clip and take that off and remove that. So. Yeah, I forgot to mention, these plastic little clips here, they break. And sometime before this clip, they broke. So it comes off pretty, just give it some tug, but it comes off. So get that out of there. All right. This hose here, you can remove it from either place or pull the whole thing out. I usually just go like that, remove that back a little bit, and kind of just pull that off like that. Up here, right underneath here, the hose is kind of hooked into a little connector. Right there, she just push that out the way. Get ready, try not to break it. Put that out the way. And then up here, your connection at the throttle body right there. So, also too, Lexus, they like a lot of 10s. So really you only need, a 10. But here I got a 10. Put that on there. Loosen that up. Like that. Now this should come right out of there. Yep. And Viola. There you go. Back in there. Just put all your parts to the side. I usually like to put stuff in the trunk of the car, but I'll put it to the side. But since that's out of the way, you can see this bank is pretty easy with the spark plugs. It's the other side that gives you the trouble. You know what I mean? So we won't mess with this right now. We'll continue to the hard stuff. But since we're on this side, you got to disconnect a few things. All right, this air hose here, I usually disconnect it to the manifold, but I take this air hose off. So I gotta squeeze that there, pull that down. Just give it a little twist and pull. Giggity. Put that right there like that. All right, here there's another little tab that's connected to the manifold right here. Usually you can get it with your finger or maybe not. Use a little pick. There we go. Okay, and that comes out of there like that. Your hose. Put your hose to the side. Make sure you treat your hose right. Giggity. Put that right there like that. There's another one here that's connected to the manifold here again, but just use your pick. Or your flathead, whatever you got. There we go. So, another connector here. Again, the clip broke, but wiggle that off of there. See, that comes out. And then finally, your throttle body connector. Pull that off. So see, that whole wire loom is loose now. So you just sit it to the side. All right. Here again, a connector. And just, little where it's in there. Pull that out. There, on the side of your throttle body right here, there's one 10mm bolt. That's on the side right here. So I'm going to get that out of there. And again, they like 10. So far, I used that 10 socket and this 10 wrench. So I'll put that on there. Here I get. One more. Okay. There we go. So once you loosen that, get that out of the way. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. And just put. What I like to do with the bolts so I don't lose them was, put them up here, but put them by the part that they came out of. Like I know this right here, so put it right by the throttle body, so you know it goes there. Okay, so that's out the way. Yada yada yada. Now you can take off your whole throttle body. A lot of people will disconnect the coolant lines, but I don't do that. I just move it to the side, because when you disconnect the coolant lines, it's gonna leak coolant everywhere. So, but it's 4 bolts here on your throttle body. And guess what size they are? Take a wild guess what size they are. Come on, come on. This is a smart class. Who said 8? 10, come on. Come on, people. Those is Lexus. What I like to do is use this like a little screwdriver. Like that. What does the dude say? I wonder what wonder what Tina Fey is doing right now. That guy's funny. Come on. There you go. So 1, 2. Ah. 3. And finally, 4. Okay, so now that is loose, you can pull it out. We got a hose on the back right there, but it's rubber, so it bends. So you bend it over, and look at that! Oh, look at that! You can just sit it to the side. How about that? No hoses coming off, no leaking nowhere. Look at that! Look at it! All right, so now that that's out of the way, now you move to the other side, where you just got a few connections and things. Where and also too, I gotta give a disclaimer, but before, when I did this, there's a bolt that's right here under this wire loom that's goes through the manifold right here. It's like a little lip hanging off where there was a bolt going through it. It was a 12, I think, but because it was a hassle to kind of get out to me, once I got it out, I left it out, so don't tell nobody. But so that bolt is not here, but it might be there on yours. So, but remember, it's a bolt right here under this wire loom. Just remember this tan looking thing, and it should be a big fat bolt right there. But I took mine out, so don't worry about that. But while we're here on this side, I'm gonna take this brake booster line off right here. Pull that out the way, set that to the side. There's another wire loom clip right here that goes into it, so get that out the way. Set that to the side. There's your, I think this cold start or something like that, but with your fuel line going to it and a connector. So disconnect your connector and get ready for your fuel line, but we're not gonna do that yet because I don't have no rag or nothing to catch, because fuel will probably spill out of that and it can't help that. But I don't have anything to catch with it, so we're gonna remove this connector here. Try not to break it. Removed. And okay, and the our banjo bolt, but I'm gonna get a rag or something to go right there to catch that gas, because the environment stuff. Hold on. How bougie am I that you don't want to use your good rag so you get some paper towel? Man, if the boys in the hood could see me now. Man, card revoked. All right, put that right there. Okay, all right. Now this one, I want to say they switched it up on us. And, oh, see, it's not a 10, it's a 12. Those sneaky licks, that's a 12. But this one is a 12. Now, remember, with this banjo bolt, there are 2 washers that are on this bolt. All right. Oh, see, look, there it is leaking. Remember, there are 2 washers on this bolt. One is on this side, one is on this side. So don't lose them, and remember where they go when you're putting it back on. All right, so here we go. We're moving it slowly but surely, getting gasoline all over myself. All right, here we go. Oh, getting close. Okay, there we go. Now, you see that washer right on the end right there. Do not lose that. Bolt off. Aha! Put you right there. Stay. Now move that out of the way. Now on the back of the manifold, this fuel line is kind of tucked into a little cubby on the back of this, so you got to get it out of that little cubby. You know, it's just tucked into it. You know, kind of like a foomp. So you just gotta unfoomp it. Back, you can feel where it goes. A little. Get out of there, you. There we go. See, unfloop it. All right, like that. Now that's clear. That's clear. That's clear. That's clear. Now, also, on the very back, there's also another. I want to say it goes to this PCV valve that's hooked onto the back of the manifold here. Now, we could try to get it off now. It'd be a little difficult, but once we get the bolts out and loosen it, it'll be a little easier to get it off. But now we're gonna start with the manifold bolts itself. All right, so here we go. If you look, they're really all mainly concentrated right here. You know what I mean? They're not like, well, except for that one that was over here. That's why I got rid of it. Sorry, I mean, they're all concentrated right here. Now you got 2 nuts, 1, 2 nuts, and the rest are these Allen hex key heads, like that. I got this longer one because the shorter one I had, these recess ones, it doesn't reach down into the recess. So you feel like you're grabbing it, but you're not grabbing it, and you're twisting, and hey, what's going on? Use this long one, and it goes down there for sure. All right, so first we'll start with the 2 nuts. The 2 nuts. Guess what size they are? Guess what size they are? Hands. Guess what size they are? 10. Good job. There's hope for you yet, Johnson. There we go. Yeah, so first nut right here. Let's put it on there. Get that loose. Second nut right here. Get that loose. All right. Now I can take them off my hand. Set that right up there. Second one. We'll drop it. Right there. Now for the Allen hit. The size is a 5. A 5, one of these. So it fits right in there. So we'll do this one first, right here. Here. That one. We'll go to the next one. That one. There's one recessed down in this little hole. Another one right here. sure there a number on your back. Might need a backiotomy. There's another one right here. Right there. And then there's another one that's in a recessed hole. That's right there. It's right here by this little plugged off thing. There's a hole right there with another one that's recessed in there. So get that in there. And this is the main one. If you got a shorter socket or a shorter one of these, it won't go all the way down in there. And you're like, man, what the heck? What's going on? What's going on? I'm having some difficulty here getting this thing in there. All right, let me pause for a second and see what's going on. All right, yeah, I don't know what was going on, but I got it down in there. All right, I'll put this back like this. All right, and because this one was the most difficult, I'll take this one out first. Oh shit. Aha! That's the culprit. So again, I'll put them with the other ones. All right, so it's that one. Move to this one. Put it with the other one. This thing too, at the end, it kind of grabs the nut or the bolt, so it's kind of easier to get out of there. I don't know if yours will do that too, but. And as soon as I say it, it's not working. Come on, get out of there. Oh. Well, that one's loose. Maybe I used a magnet. If you got one of those handy dandy magnets, man, those things come in handy. Something like this. Get out of there. There you go. There's one right here. Get that out of there. One more right here. Okay. Give everything one last look around. All right, that. sometimes too, when you get like this, you give it the wiggle test. Oh, look at that. Oh, it wiggled. It jiggled. Now, let's see. Now, remember, we have a hose on the back. So if you try to pull it completely off, you'll be like, because it's still connected on the back. Now, see, once you move it like that, you can see, oh, look at that. That's a hose on the back. No wonder it wasn't coming off. So, you get that hose. Again, they got the little tweezer clamps. You just clamp, the thing or whatever, or just get off of there. And once that's off, your manifold is free. Sit that to the side. Sit that to the side. All right, so now that that's out the way, you can get to the good part. Get to the meat and potatoes, or why are we here? Get to why we're here, and that is your spark plugs. So we on this side. Now this is again where, if you haven't broke any clips, this is probably where they're gonna start breaking. So you get one of these picks or whatever, or if you want to grab it and just squeeze it, see what happens. But a lot of times they break. So I usually just get the clip like this, or get the little pick like this, get in there like this with it, and lift it up, kind of as I'm pushing and pulling and wiggling and jiggling. Get off of there, come on. Like that, and that comes off. And then you go to the next one, so on the 4-4. But the next one, unfortunately, broke. So I don't have to do that one. So we're gonna wiggle that off. And then this third one comes from the bottom. It's not like these other two. But you can move that out the way. I usually don't disconnect these just because you're dealing with more clips and more plastic. You just, you don't want to break stuff if you don't have to. So I just leave that like that. Kind of reach your hand under. But this clip broke. But it's broken, so just pull it off. All right, so now you got all three of your coils unplugged, unhooked, ready to come out. Now you got 3 bolts right there. Guess what size they are? Guess what size they are? Class 10, Mr. Hill. Good job, good job. Right there. Now some of these, this one is a little weird to get into, but you can do it. So we'll do this middle one first. So 10, rack it. Get that out of there. I'll do this one next. Rack it. Get out of there. And you can go by hand. I like to do a lot of stuff like that just by hand because I feel like you're not rushing. Pull that out of there, inspect your coils. They don't look too bad. Like, yep, it's a coil. Put that right there. Next one. Yeah, and try not to drop a bunch of gunk down there too. A lot of people will use a vacuum cleaner and, blow it off. You got that kind of stuff, use it. If you don't, cross your fingers. Same thing. All right, put that right there. Put that right there. Pull this out of here. You gotta just move your wire loom to the side a little bit, and it'll come out. Again, inspect your coil. I mean, it's not dripping with oil or nothing like that, or cracked in 2 pieces. All right, so put that there like that. I just line them right up with what cylinder they came out of, so you don't get it mixed up. All right, again, this third one is kind of at a funky angle, so I just use the wrench. Yoink. there. That's all. Again, wiggle your wire loom to the side a little bit. Again, look at y'all. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that at all. It was some smuts on the end of it. It wasn't wet, but I don't like smuts. I don't like smuts at all. The guy smuts. Hey, what'd I do? You get out of here, smuts. So, now, this is where your spark plug socket comes into play, which I forgot. So, let me go get it. Spark plug socket. Oh crap, you know what? This extension not long enough. I'm killing y'all. Hold on. Jeez. Okay, now I got the right size. This'll work. Aha. Get down in there. Put it on there like that. Put on your old wrench-a-rooney. Here we go. So. And viola. Now, the procedure that you do is pretty much up to you. But once you get it out, you can put the new one in right then and there and put it back together, or take them all out at once. You know, it's up to you. But I usually get them all out and then put, all the new ones. So. Aha. This is the one with the smuts. I don't like smuts. Alright, so that's uno, dos, tres. Get those out of there. Now, get our new ones. MGK plugs, ruthenium. Ooh, man, I guess iridium is old hat. Got the new stuff now, okay. Ruthenium. Well, they're going upinium. See what I did there? Here we go. I got some, what is that? The thread stuff. Hold on for a second. Anti-seize. That was the name of it. I couldn't think of the name. Anti-seize. I got some anti-seize right here. So I'm putting a little bit on the threads. Just, you know, just in case for next time. Just put a little dibble-dabberoni. Dibble-dabble-do. On there. That right there. All right. Now, going in. Nice and soft. Oh, look, find the threads. Oh, look at that. Nice and easy. And then you go hard. Ah! Who told you I was going soft? Get it in there, hand tight. Hook it. There we go. All right, now for the next one. Put a little dibble-dabble-do. Got the anti-seize on there. Careful. Don't drop that cake. There we go. All right. Nice and smooth. What's that over there? I'll call you sometime. All right, last one. Anti-seize on there. Smuts in it. Yuck. All right. Now, hit them with your wrench. Now, I'm sure there is a certain torque specification that you could, you know, go to. I'm sure there is, but hey, what's that over there? Reinsert our coils. So here, line it up with your bolt hole. Line it up with your bolt hole. This last one in there. this one right here, when you get it in there, you might come across and you'll say, oh man, it's not turn. You gotta remember, this one wasn't facing like the other ones. This one was facing down like this. So when you get it in there and you're trying that, you gotta remember it was facing down like this. You go, oh, duh. All right, so put that in there like that, and then face down like that. All right, so now your bolts. Bolts back in there. And then y'all see that game last night, man? I can't believe the Eagles lost, man. Dang, lost to the stinking Cowboys. Man, I couldn't believe it. But, you know, I guess losing to the worst, I ain't gonna say the worst because I can't get out there on the cover 2 and nothing like that. But record-wise, you know, saying lose to the Giants and then lose to the Cowboys, it's like, you know, they the kind of on the low end of the league this year, you know. But the good teams, you know, beat the good teams. It just sucks to lose to the bad teams because give them hope. What the dude Scooter say? This is Dallas's Super Bowl playing the Eagles, and they won. So yeah, they could end their year on a happy note. But yeah, I was upset. Go Birds. All right, so we got them bolts in there. Tighten them up. I just did it by hand, but then you can hit it with your 10 wrench for this one. So we'll go like this. 1, 2, and 3. Now, of course, we'll replug everything. Start with this one down here, the bottom facing one. Push it all the way in. Drag it. Then number 2. Drag it. And then finally number 3. Get on there. See, that one even snap. But alright, so 1, 2, 3. Right, this one was for our manifold, so you know, everything else. Now, to the other side. This one, remember, was a little more straightforward because it was, you know, all right here. But it's basically the same like on the other side. These are just a little more accessible. You know what I mean? One thing too, on this side, it has this little wire loom right here, this plastic wire loom. If you take off these 2 little nuts right here, you can move that wire loom out of the way just a little bit. You only need a little bit of room to get it out of the way. We'll do that first. Get this wire loom just loose. Again, it's just these 2 nuts, one right here, and you can move some of this stuff out of the way. You know, just let it hang there. But there's one right here. And then another one right here by your dipstick. It's a little funky. Get it on there, but you can still get it on there. Loosen that up. Try not to lose these bolts. I mean, even if you do, you know, it's not the end of the world, but you know, try not to lose it. Try to treat it like the people at Lexus would. You know, they have on white gloves and stuff, and maybe in here they'll bow to your John after they finished, and you know, get you on your way right. Yeah, try to treat it like they would. I'll put it right here. They probably be mad at me. Oh, look at this jerk touching our stuff. It makes me sick. I want to puke. All right, but get that off of there, and you can disconnect your 3 connectors on your coils. All right, so where's that? Oh!